Liverpool are confident that the Premier League club will accept an offer for world-class star. Exclusive: Liverpool may accept a £50 million offer for Ibrahim Konate after contract rejection. He's like Salah and Isak. Liverpool enter the race to sign £43 million superstar. Hello, Red supporter. Let's check out the latest updates from the greatest club in the world. Liverpool is growing increasingly confident that they can reach an agreement with Crystal Palace for the signing of centre-back Mark Guehi, according to insider Dave Ockop. Following a massive £186 million spending spree in June, the Premier League giants remain focused on strengthening their defensive line and have identified Guhi as a top target for new manager Arne Slot's backline. The Reds are on the verge of parting ways with academy graduate Jarell Quansah and are eager to bring in a solid replacement. Guhi has now emerged as one of the leading candidates to fill that role after a series of positive talks between the clubs. Personal terms are not expected to be an issue, as the England international is fully open to the move, with just 1 year remaining on his current contract at Selhurst Park. According to Ockop, there is growing confidence within the Liverpool camp that a deal can be struck with Crystal Palace this summer, rather than waiting for Guhi to become a free agent in 12 months. Despite potential competition from the likes of Arsenal and Newcastle, discussions have intensified in recent weeks, with direct contact established between all three parties. Crystal Palace had been reluctant to sell Guhi in the past 2 transfer windows, having rejected offers from Tottenham and Newcastle that fell short of their valuation. However, their negotiating position has now weakened slightly due to Guhi's contract running down and the growing expectation that he is ready for a new challenge elsewhere. Liverpool, who are currently the biggest spenders in the Premier League this summer, have already made significant investments in Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, and Jeremy Frimpong. The possible arrival of Mark Guhi would not only reinforce the defensive core, but also underline the club's commitment to building a balanced and competitive squad under Arne Slot. With Guhi considered a world-class talent and fully aligned with the idea of moving to Anfield, all signs point toward a breakthrough in negotiations. If the momentum continues, Liverpool fans could soon be welcoming one of England's brightest defensive prospects to bolster their ambitions for the upcoming season. Liverpool may have to accept offers between £40 and £50 million for Ibrahim Konate this summer, as his contract situation raises concern. With his current deal expiring in 2026 and a rejected renewal offer, the club fears losing him for free, similar to the situation with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and is now considering a potential early sale to avoid future risks. Konate's rejection of the first proposal doesn't necessarily mean he wants to leave, but it opens the door to speculation and puts pressure on the club to act quickly and decisively. As a result, Liverpool could find itself in the uncomfortable position of having to accept a lower offer just to avoid the risk of losing the player for free later on. And suitors are already watching closely. Real Madrid, known for capitalizing on market opportunities, is closely monitoring the situation and would be ready to invest in the defender if Liverpool fails to secure his stay. The Spanish giants see Konate as a potential successor to some of their experienced defenders and consider him an ideal fit for their backline in the coming years. Alongside Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain is also keeping tabs on the situation and could become a serious contender in the race. Al Hilal of the Saudi Pro League is another club credited with interest, and with substantial financial power, they are eager to assemble an increasingly competitive squad on the global stage. Konate had one of the best seasons of his career in 2024-25, starting 30 Premier League matches and playing a key role in Liverpool's title win under Arne Slot. His partnership with Van Dijk and his defensive consistency made him one of the team's standout performers. Since arriving from RB Leipzig, he has earned everyone's trust and is seen as one of the top defenders of his generation. Losing Konate would be both a technical and emotional blow, and Liverpool must now decide: renew his contract with a solid project or sell him in this transfer window to avoid future losses. Meanwhile, Liverpool is also close to selling young center-back Jarell Quansah to Bayer Leverkusen in a high-value deal, which further increases the urgency for defensive reinforcements, especially if Ibrahim Konate also leaves the club. Losing two defenders in the same summer could compromise the team's stability, particularly in a season where the club is returning to the Champions League. Despite the investments in Frimpong, Kerkez, and Wirtz, maintaining a solid and cohesive defense remains essential. Faced with all this, the club stands at a crossroads. Sell Konate now and profit, or push for renewal and take the risk? And you, Red supporter, what would you do? According to the portal Caught Offside, Liverpool is showing interest in signing forward Ademola Lookman, currently at Atalanta, for this transfer window. However, at the moment, Arsenal seems to be ahead in the race for the player. The possible arrival of a new forward would certainly not be a problem, especially given the ongoing rumors linking the Reds to Alexander Isak of Newcastle United, a striker who was described by Jamie Carragher last season as the best in the Premier League. Interest in Lookman could grow even stronger if Luis Diaz indeed leaves the club. The Colombian's departure would completely change the board's stance, making the arrival of another forward not just useful, but necessary. Richard Hughes, Liverpool's new sporting director, is already keeping an eye on Lookman, and any progress in negotiations depends directly on the outcome of Diaz's situation. It is worth remembering that Arsenal has a long-standing interest in Lookman and is already negotiating with Atalanta, which demands around €50 million, approximately £43 million, to release the 27-year-old player. Currently, Liverpool counts on Cody Gakpo as one of the best left-footed forwards in the market, but Diaz's exit would open space for a strong name to compete for a position and strengthen the sector. Mohamed Salah remains a living legend at Anfield, but he recently turned 33, and it cannot be expected that he will continue to carry the full burden of the team's goals alone, especially with a busy schedule ahead. Ademola Lookman could be the ideal piece in this new cycle. In addition to his speed and creativity, the Nigerian has experience playing both on the wings and as a central forward, which would bring more versatility to Arne Slot's attack. Lookman's 2023-24 season was absolutely impressive. He scored 20 goals and provided 7 assists, numbers higher than Luis Diaz's in the same period. His performance in the Europa League final, where he scored a hat-trick to secure the title for Atalanta, was described as monstrous by presenter Maximiliano Bretos, and it ended Bayer Leverkusen's historic unbeaten run. A former player for Everton, Leicester, and Fulham, Lookman never managed to shine in the Premier League, but his development in Italy shows he has matured and is ready for a new high-level challenge. Journalist Sean Walsh from 90 Min even described him as a true star after the European triumph. Lookman's possible signing would be strategic for Arne Slot's project. He can play both on the left and inside, allowing various attacking combinations alongside Salah, Gakpo, or even Darwin Núñez if he remains on the roster. However, everything revolves around Luis Diaz's future. If the Colombian leaves, the board must act quickly to secure a suitable replacement, and Lookman appears as one of the most promising options available in the market. With so many exciting moves happening in Merseyside this summer, Reds fans have every reason to be excited about what's to come. Will Ademola Lookman be the next name to wear the red shirt at Anfield? Thank you very much for watching until here. See you next time.